Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I want to go over Alien Romulus. I'm gonna have the trailer in the background, there's no noises, you can't hear anything, so if you think the audio's gone wrong, it's not. I'm muted it, alright? You can just listen to me. But I'm gonna have the trailer in the background, probably a little bit distracting now that I think about it, but it's fine. So I went and saw this movie with my partner like 3 days ago, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I have a little bit of I've got a little bit of dislikes about it. Obviously, every movie has dislikes. Not every movie is gonna be perfect, but um, I have my dislikes with it. I've got a list under here, just next to me, and one of the things. Well, first of all, I gotta actually before I even start, I have to put a disclaimer down. I have only seen this one, this film right here, and the original Alien. The original 1979 Alien. These are the only two films I've seen. I've only seen the original and the new one that came out. I haven't seen any other Alien movie. So, I also posted a question to Reddit yesterday, explaining this and asking what people have thought, and most of it, there's over 100 comments on that Reddit post, and they're all saying it was the best movie I've ever seen, it was a dog shit movie, so it's there's no in between, it's always just, I hated it or I loved it. This is gonna be a spoiler review, unfortunately. So, if you don't want spoilers, I rate the movie maybe around 6 out of 10. Thinking about it critically, maybe 6.5 out of 10, just to be generous. If you've seen the movie and you know all about it, you'll understand why when I explain why. But if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want spoilers, I'm just gonna keep repeating it. And you don't want spoilers, then that's my reasoning. my reasoning for 6.5 out of 10 is in the review. So if you don't mind about spoilers and you haven't seen the movie yet, then feel free to continue watching. But if you don't want spoilers, go watch the movie and then come back to me. Okay. This is probably going to be a little bit long, so grab some food, grab some drinks, stay hydrated, wherever you are, if it's hot, if it's cold. Stay comfortable. Get comfortable, alright? So, one of the things that I really liked about this movie is this exact scene here. I'm gonna use the trailer as a way to, describe what's going on, right? This bit here, where, this girl, I don't know the character names, I apologize. I'll put images so you guys understand who I'm trying to talk about, but this girl, she gets the face hugger, and it is to me, one of the scariest scenes in this movie, because in the original, you see the face hugger scene, and then the little alien scurries off. You don't fucking see it again. You know? It happens like that. It's quick. You don't get time to, what's the word? You don't get time to kind of sit there and process what happened. Let me see if I can find the scene of the original. Yeah, here. The iconic. This is the iconic one as well. So, everyone's having a fun time, and then all of a sudden, this character here starts, like, freaking the fuck out. And he's, like, in pain, something's hurting him, everyone's freaking out, right? And it's this big, long scene, it's a very long scene, where everyone's trying to hold him and he's there screaming. And then all of a sudden this happens, where something starts tearing from the inside, and we already know what it is, but I'm just explaining it. But you just see, look at how long the scene is, and then, look, there it is, it's out. And then it's out. And then, in 3, 2, 1, it's done a story off. Wait for it. So, everyone's kind of just standing around, trying to figure out what this shit is. And there it goes. It runs off like it's a fucking mouse. Like, look at this thing. Look at that thing. That's the tail, by the way. Holy shit. But you don't get time to process it. You kind of sit there, and you're like, what the fuck is this shit? What is this shit? And then it just runs off, you know? Whereas in this movie, in Romulus, as she's, like, on the floor, and the other friend that was, like, screaming, before this scene. Oh, no, it was after this scene. What is it? It's, this girl here. So she's holding the other girl. I think her name is Kay, but she's holding the other girl, and she's watching this chest burster literally push its way out of her chest, like watching, it's like watching a lizard or a snake, or even like a baby chicken, like, try to crack their egg so they can get out. That's what this is. That's what that was. And I actually kind of found it so much more terrifying, because it's slow. You know? It's not immediate like this was. It was slow. It was really trying to get out. If you see the whole thing in detail, you know what I mean. But, like, it was actually more scary to me, because she's got prolonged pain, if you know what I mean. You know, like, the pain is just so much more intense for her, because she felt every single inch of it. Whereas with this guy, he felt the thing trying to get out, wriggled around for a little too long, and then boom, there it is, it happened. It's out. Boom. The thing's out. And now he's just lying there, just... Whereas with this one, she's, like, wriggling on the floor, she's frothing at the mouth, she's, like, really going at it, she's jittery, she's, like, I don't want to say spastic, but that's kind of what it is, she's, like, going all over the place. And it's just like, oh my god, it was really something. And you could see it. Because of this tool that she found earlier in the film, you could see it. She, like, I think she laid back on it, and you could, like, see the thing punching its way out of her, breaking her ribs. And then at one point, I don't think I'll be able to find an image to show you guys, but at one point, the skin, like, it breaks into, like, her skin, and it just looks like a piece of plastic that's just been, like, cracked open. Like, you know when you, like, crack something and it just sits there? You know? Like, say you've broken, like, a Tupperware, it's just there. It isn't gonna, like, flop all over the place. It's just there. That's what it looks like to me. Probably a little bit of bad, maybe a little bit of bad special effects in that scene, but it didn't really take away as much from the scary, like, how much scary that scene was. It didn't take that much away from it. But the overall gist of this is that these 6 kids have to get, fuel for the cryo pods, right? They run out, like, you know the sleeping chambers that they're in? They've run out of fuel to keep that going. So they have to go into the ship and find more fuel, get it, go back to their ship, and then leave for a trip that takes 9 years, right? They have to be sleeping for that whole 9 years. And so what's going on is they get into the room where the fuel would be in, and they activate everything, So, like, let me show you, like, in the trailer, in this scene here, with the facehugger, this is the room that they're in. This, above my head, over here, this is what they were trying to grab. There's, like, stuff in there. They were, like, they tried to grab it and they couldn't because the alarms were set off and the system went crazy. And then all of a sudden, all of these facehuggers, let me see if I can find, yeah. That'll be really quick. You see these? You see these on the side of, on like the side of the screen? These are compressed facehuggers that are sleeping. They're like suction cupped, you know? And they're sleeping. And these characters turned off the whatever's making them sleep, the cryo thing, they turned it off because the alarms went on. The alarms went off, which means everyone that's sleeping has to wake up to go fix what's going on. So, I mean, these guys are waking up. This is what you see, right? This guy's jumped out. He jumped out and he's swimming. He's an excellent swimmer, this guy. He loves swimming, this guy. Look at this one. Also, I saw a comment, I'm just gonna go on a tangent, I saw a comment that was like, oh, you're just showing all the character deaths. No. He doesn't die here. Spoiler alert, he doesn't die here. He gets attacked by one, but he doesn't die. He's not dead here, nor is he fucking ingested by one. The acting's really good in this movie, especially this guy. I apologize, I don't know the actor names, I don't know much about the character names. When I'm in the cinema, I can't really hear the dialogue properly, so most times I wait until it's like out on DVD or like on Disney or like streaming services so I can rewatch it again and then fully understand what's going on. I enjoy the movie in the cinema. Shut up, phone. I enjoyed the movie while in the cinema, but for most of the times I can't actually hear the dialogue. So, I have a slight hearing loss, but, his name is Andy. I did pick that up. His name is Andy, which is kind of funny because he's an android, and his name is Andy. I know they're called synthetics. I know they're called synthetics or artificial intelligent humans or persons, but they're still androids. They're androids. These guys are the same androids as Detroit Become Human, you know? Differences, yes, but it's still an android. It's Andy the android. But the actor for Andy was really, really good. He kind of like, made, like, I really thought that he was a special needs brother at the start, or like a special needs friend, because I wasn't sure what the relationship was until the main character was like, it's just me and my brother, and I was like, oh, okay, they're siblings. And then he got beat up, and he was like bleeding white stuff, and she like unflapped a little bit of his skin to reveal sort of like a USB, what is this? Like a USB thingamajiggy. So she put in like a USB in there and like rerouted his shit and like made him alright. I don't know much about technology, don't bully me. But like, I was really like, I didn't really like pick up that he was an android until the synthetic, until that point. And the whole time I was like scared. The whole time I was scared of Andy, the entire time. I don't care how sympathetic he is. I don't care how human-like he is. I was bloody scared the whole freaking time of him. Especially when we meet Rook. I don't have words. I don't have any words for this. When I was watching this movie, I had no idea that the actor had died, right? I had no idea he passed away. And, I think his name's Ian Holm. Yeah, Ian Holm. May he rest in peace. But I had no idea that he died. So when did he die? Oh, he died in 2020. No. So my brain was, honest to God, trying to figure out what on earth I was even seeing, right, when it came to Rook. Let me see if I can actually find images of him. Uh, Alien, Romulus. Has anyone, like, taken photos? Is there where we got him? Has anyone, like, posted anything? I don't think anyone has, to be honest. Okay, I need to shut my phone up. I don't think anyone's posted any images of Rook, but he is exactly what you would imagine. You know who he looks like. You know who he looks like. Um, he legit looks like the deep fake that they did for Carrie Fisher at the end of one of the sequel movies. This is what he looks like. This is what he looks like. It's the uncanny valley, like this. You know what I mean? Like, you understand, like, this is not Carrie Fisher. This is someone else with Carrie Fisher's face on top of them. This is what he looks like. And it's not like in this, like, scene here, where you see this character, you see Leia, and she delivers, hope, right? She delivers that line. And then at the end, then the movie cuts. It's not like that. He's in this movie. Rook is in this movie with Ian Holmes' deep fake face on top of someone else for the whole film. He's in there the whole movie. He's got some really long scenes. As not really, really long scenes, but he's got some scenes that you sit there with him and he talks to the main characters and you're constantly seeing his face, and his face is the most distracting thing I have ever seen. Like, I'm sorry, it is the most distracting thing I've ever seen in that entire movie, because you've got all of these practical effects, you've got robotic face huggers, robotic alien, the xenomorphs, you've got fucking, the sets are incredible, and yet you can't make an animatronic that resembles Ian Holm. You have to get an actor to do this role, and then have his face on top of them. That is the most stupidest thing I've ever heard, you know? Like, I can't fathom why, out of everything that you could do, this was the last thing you decided. Or the first thing you decided. Like, it baffles me a little bit that that was the thing that you decided to do. And I can't, it's so distracting. It's so fucking distracting. Like, I couldn't understand why. And especially when every time he was on screen, I couldn't take my eyes off his face trying to figure out what was wrong. You know? Like, I've seen like analysis videos on stuff like this where we try to look at things that aren't human and we try to figure out what went wrong, right? Our eyes, when we see like the Carrie Fisher deepfake or the other actor from the other Star Wars movie, I forgot what his name was. I apologize. But there was another one. Oh yeah, and Luke Skywalker as well. This one here. This guy, right? Like, it creeps us out when something that looks human isn't actually human, you know? Like, when we saw Luke Skywalker in that deep fake for, I think it was, what show was that? I think it was the Ahsoka show. I don't remember. No, it wasn't Ahsoka. It was the Mandalorian, I think, because they had to get a younger version of him for the Mandalorian for the time period to work out. It honestly freaked everyone out. It freaked everyone out. Carrie Fisher freaked everyone out. This actor freaked everyone out, you know? But it blows my mind that we can somewhat differentiate reality to deepfake, you know? We can figure out what is wrong with these like 6 images here, you know? We can tell which one's the real one and which one's the fake one just by looking at these. Obviously, this is the real one and this is the fake one, because that's not even his fucking face. That's not even Luke. That's not even like young Luke Skywalker's face, or like young Oh, my brain doesn't work when I'm trying to think. But like, you see what I mean? You see what I mean? And it just it's boggling to me that um it's boggling to me that this is the thing that they did, and I've been talking too long about this now, because it really does annoy the shit out of me that this is the type of stuff that directors and writers and producers, maybe not the writers, but the directors and producers can say yes to. Because it's not the most freakiest shit I've ever seen. If he was just in that movie, it would be a horror movie, because you would be trying to figure out what's going on. Even if you remove the aliens and the facehuggers and the xenomorphs. All the characters are okay. I liked the characters. Yeah, they made some weird decisions. But they're okay, because at the end of the day, when you're in a high-stake movie like this, and everything's going crazy and you don't know what to do, you would also make weird decisions. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna happen. You would also make weird decisions. The jump scares. I'm just thinking now, the jump scares is what... Another thing that I did not like about this movie, it was the jump scares. The jump scares were too much. This was my first horror movie in cinema. I've seen the original Scream. I've seen the original, wasn't it's not Friday the 13th, it's, what is it? It's the other one where the boy drowns, and you're like, it's not Friday the 13th. Forgot what it's called. But, like, I've seen a fair amount of horror, like, original horror movies, right? And it's like, comparing those original movies to horror movies today, and look, my partner and I saw one of the, remakes of Friday the 13th, and it was shit. We hated it. We hated it. It was too gory. It was, like, way too gory for the both of us. I think, yeah, it would have been this one. But, like, we've seen one of the newer versions of this. Don't really remember what year it was. But it was, like, way too gory. And I'm a fan of... I have to go onto Netflix now, because I can't remember what they're called. Fear Street. Fear Street. I'm a fan of Fear Street movies. Like, all 3 of them. You know? I fucking loved these movies. These movies were so fun for me. I loved them. You know, these movies have a lot of gore in them. These are the posters here. But they have a lot of gore in them. And yet, I fucking loved these. I cannot handle a lot of gore. One of the deaths... spoilers for Fear Street 1, by the way, which is 1994. But, like, one of the deaths in this movie is in a, I think it's in, like a supermarket, right? And these 3 kids are, like, running away from these 3 different spirits. And one of them gets caught by it, by the spirit, and the spirit pushes her into a meat grinder. So, like, I can't handle shit like that. And yet, upon my second watching of this movie with my friends, I literally watched it and realized, oh, it wasn't even that bad. But, like, I can handle gore. Gruesome deaths aren't really something that can scare me too much, right? I can handle it. I play Doom. I've played COD. I played God of War, and I'm about to play the Warhammer game. Space Marine 2. You know, when that comes out. So, gore is something that I can handle. But, like, there really isn't door in this movie. That's what I'm trying to get at. There's no door in this movie. Yeah, there's dead people, but that's about it. That's about it. These characters do not get that harmed, you know? They do not get harmed that much. The pregnant lady, the pregnant girl, I think her name is Kay. I'm gonna say it again. I think her name is Kay. She gets, like, stabbed by the xenomorph's tail. We don't see it. We see her get stabbed, but we don't see, like, the wound. She doesn't get any fucking scars. This one here. She doesn't get any bloody scars in this movie whatsoever. And I'm gonna talk about this scene because this scene really frustrated me in the cinema. Right? When we get to it. The chest burster scene wasn't that gory. At least it wasn't as gory as the original. The original can be considered gory because there's blood everywhere, whereas in this one, the blood is very minimal. It's more so she's dying from maybe, like, the shock of the pain of it all. I don't even think she died immediately, because she's still, like, jittery after it. You can see her, the photo shifts from her to Kay, the pregnant one, and you can still see her in the background, all jittery and shaking on the floor. You can still see her do that, so I don't even think she's dead yet in that scene. This guy gets maybe a slash across the neck, and that was it. And again, he's a synthetic, so we don't even count him. But, like, this guy here, I don't know what his name is, I apologize. But he's, like, the leader of the group, right? He's the one that kind of tells people what to do and they have to follow, right? See, we can get, like, a close-up shot of him. Yeah, this guy here, right? This one doesn't get a single fucking hit until his death. Where he gets grabbed by the xenomorph, and I believe they eat him. I don't know what they do. I kind of looked away from it. Because the xenomorph's mouth, right? So you know the... Where is the shot that was here? There was a shot here. Let me see if I can find it. Where, like, you see the xenomorph's mouth? I was, like, paused on it. I think it's right here. Yeah, here. You see this little mouth here? This little thing here? The xenomorph gets close enough that this little guy pinches or, like, grabs at his eyeball. And as soon as he did that, I just, like, got so grossed out that I couldn't really handle watching that. Like, I know before that I said that I can handle gore, but if anything's with the eyes, fuck that shit, dude. Fuck that shit. If someone gets stabbed in the eye, I'm gonna go vomit. So, as soon as I saw that he had gotten jabbed in the eye with the second, like, mouth thingy, I, like, looked away, and then all I heard was screams, and I looked back, and there was, like, 3 more xenomorphs crawling towards him, and I was like, oh, fuck, he's gonna get eaten. So, I think he got eaten. I don't know. Correct me. Tell me what happened, because I didn't watch that scene. And I was, like, so fucking scared of that scene that I was, like, holding my partner's arm, and I was, like, burying my head in his shoulder, because I couldn't fucking watch it. I couldn't watch it. There's some scenes that I can't handle. This guy dies in a very stupid way. Like, unfortunately, he dies in a stupid way. This guy was played off as a very irritating character at the start, and he was still an irritating character when he died. Even dying, he was irritating, right? He kind of just... Okay, so what happens is this girl, right, runs out of the ship after her friend dies, and then the kid, the other guy, apologies for the names, I don't know. The other guy, let's just see what their names are. Fine. He kind of like... characters. There we go. Rain, Andy, Navarro, Bjorn. There it is. Bjorn, Kay, and Taylor. Okay, I was right with Kay. But Bjorn, right? So this guy fucking sees like this cocoon thing in the wall, and he's got a massive taser, right? He's got a really big bloody taser. So he decides he's gonna stick this taser inside the cocoon and absolutely demolish it from the inside, right? There's a xenomorph in there that's still evolving, growing, right? So he decides to stick this massive, like, taser inside it. And he holds it there for a couple of minutes. And you can hear the thing screaming in there. It's combusting, it's boiling hot. Steam's coming off of it. And then acid starts to drip out of it. Or at least we know it's acid, they don't. But we know it's acid, so I'm gonna say acid decides to starts dripping out of this cocoon. And he goes to investigate what is going on with this acid to see what the substance is. And it's deteriorating the floor beneath him, beneath the cocoon. And then all of a sudden, he's getting acid on him, and he's freaking out about it. And then he gets more acid on him, and he lies down underneath the fucking cocoon, and he's going, oh, ow, ooh, ee, ah, and there's more acid falling on him. And I'm going, move, before it hits you and kills you. Move out of the fucking way. Clearly, like, he just... I get that you're in pain. I get that you're understanding that whatever is falling on top of you is acid. But if that were me, I would have scooched a little more to the right. Or to the left. You know, out of the acid's way, because it's only dropping in one specific spot. I would have just fucking moved. Or altogether, gotten up. I wouldn't even scoosh over to the left. I would have just gotten up completely. But no, he stays there, and then the acid drips so much that it goes through his body and kills him. Like, man, I knew he was an irritating character. He picked on Andy, he was annoying, he was rude to, like, almost all the characters. And yet, he had an irritating death. I at least wanted him to get eaten, not Taylor. Not this guy. Or Tyler, I read that wrong, Tyler. Why did I say Taylor? I thought it was a Taylor, it's Tyler. Not Tyler. Like, at least swap these two deaths over. Or, like, not have him die at all. You know? Because the entire time I was thinking him and Rain were gonna, like, start something. Even though I think they're all related in some way. I think they're all, like, related in some way. Because these two are cousins. These two are siblings. These two are dating. And these two are siblings. So... And I'm pretty sure someone came up with this theory. I don't remember on where I saw it. But someone came up with this theory that she's pregnant with his child. With Bjorn's child. Because someone was watching this movie and they realized how protective Bjorn was over Kay after Navarro died. You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden, his priorities went from girlfriend who he literally did not want to leave behind. Now, all of a sudden, his priorities are onto Kay. All of a sudden. Was getting Kay out of that room with the cocoon. Even though he didn't really do that. But you know what I mean? He tasered the thing. At least he tried. He tried to kill it, you know? He tried to get rid of it. This scene with her, with Kay. This scene here. This scene was kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. I was feeling everything that she was feeling. She was terrified. I was terrified. The alien lands just above her. Like, there, where the water comes down. And I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? Huh? What? This poor character, she doesn't stop screaming. she doesn't stop streaming. No one else streams except for her, which understandably, like, it's understandable that she continues to stream because she's the last one to know about all of this stuff. But at the same time, shut the fuck up! um, what else we got? Oh, this was terrifying. This scene, right, with Andy was what I was like terrified about. So pretty much what happens is they get stuck in the cryo room, right, full of face huggers, and there's probably about 5 that are like roaming around, but there's still more in those little suction cup thingies, right? And so the girls, Rain and Navarro, have to go out to another synthetic that's dead on the ground. They grab his little, like, chip thingy. It's not really sort of, but it's like the Big Hero 6 thing, where, Baymax has, like, a chip that they like, insert and take out. Sort of like this, right? So, they take out the chip from this, android, the synthetic, and they put it into Andy. And then Andy goes into like a sort of reboot mode. The annoying part where your technology has to update in the most inconvenient moments. This is what it was. This is what it was. They had to wait for him to finish updating, and the 2 boys, Bjorn and Tyler, had to survive the whole fucking time. And they were like flinging these like face huggers around, and they were like dodging and kicking and trying to like run away from them and stuff. And it was, oh my god. And there's like face huggers climbing all over the ceiling and like in like little like crevices areas so they can jump out at these poor boys. Oh, it was the funniest thing ever because at the most inconvenient times, does your phone, your tablet, your iPad, your computer, whatever you're using, at the most inconvenient time, it just decides it wants to update. It reminded me of that, and it was the scariest thing I've ever come across in this movie. Oh my goodness! But then once he does finish updating, he's like, "I have a new directive. It's to protect the company," and I'm just like, "Fuck! This is what I was afraid of. Another android that sees humans as an inferior creature, and they want to sort out a better creature, a perfect, what did they say, the perfect, I can't think of the quote, perfect organism. They wanted to find the perfect organism, and it's just, it bloody annoyed the crap out of me, you know? Look at this guy! Look at him! You know what I might actually do? Come here, you. And then you're on the way to the other side. There we go. Like that. But like, you see this? You see this? This guy's fucking, he's fucking scary, dude. And it's like, oh no. Now what are we gonna do? And the characters, all the human characters that are with him, which is quite literally just Tyler and Rain. So, Tyler, Rain, and Andy are, like, roaming around this fucking ship, and they have to get from one side to the other to get to safety. And all of a sudden, Andy over here starts literally talking like a synthetic. Before, he was talking like a human, now he's talking like a synthetic. He's going, "We need to go across to do this. You see that over there? We have to go there." And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is he all of a sudden changed? Shouldn't he be the same, but with a new directive overload? And it's like, well, yeah, but, you know, he's also being taken over by the personality, per se, and the thoughts, you know? And it gets really scary, because you would think as a synthetic beforehand, before he gets the chip, he would already make decisions based on percentages, you know? Because he knows that he's an android. He knows he's a synthetic. I keep saying android. I apologize. Um, but you would think that he would assess the situations based on percentages, like every other synthetic would do, or android would do, I guess. But no, until he gets the chip, he's just talking. I don't know. Are we gonna survive? I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. I don't know. I don't know this. I don't know that. And then when he gets the chip inserted and he updates, he's like, we have a 50% chance of living. We have a 65% chance of dying. I'm like, what the fuck? Where did this personality come from? It came from the other guy, from Rook. Oh my god, it's just the funniest thing ever. I love it. I love it. I love picking apart this movie. It's so fun. It's so fun. Um, and then we get to, again, the jump scares. The jump scares were really not needed. They were not needed. The jump scares just were not needed. There's a jump scare where Andy, Rain, and Tyler are all trying to walk through this room, or this like really long ass hallway, and it's full of face huggers, right? So they have to crank up the heat in that specific area to match their body temperature. And if they sweat, they'll get noticed. If they get goosebumps, they'll get noticed. If they start crying, they'll get noticed. If they make a noise, they'll get noticed, right? If they like, whatever they do changes their body temperature. If they get scared, if they get too relaxed, if they get like something like a tick, right? If something just frightens them, their body temperature will either decrease or increase, depending on what's going on. If they're sweating or if they've got goosebumps. It's literally explained, right? And so these characters, especially Tyler and Rain, have to go through this long-ass hallway to get across to the other side, and it's just full of fucking face huggers, man. They leave one of the rooms to get into this hallway, and at the end of the scene where they're in, Rain steps forward, and I think something like touches her, and she turns and looks, and it's a guy hanging by the wires. And it's a jump scare. It's meant to scare you as well as the character. But it just, in my opinion, wasn't needed. It wasn't needed. Being in a room full of face huggers as it was is scary enough. Is suspenseful enough, right? It wasn't needed to have a dead guy hanging there like, oh, look at me! I'm gonna scare the shit out of you! Like, no. But no. But yeah, the jump scares were not needed in my opinion. There were so many of them. They caught me off guard. A few of them didn't really catch me, you know? Like, I'm just sitting there and I'm going, ugh. I'm going, why was that needed? A couple of other ones were okay, where I would literally fucking jump because of, like, the loud noise they were made. I more jump at the loud sounds and the music than I do the actual jump scare, you know? So, so I would be more, like, I'm more susceptible to loud noises than I am to the actual visuals. Oh, man, it bloody, like, it's just something else. Okay. Alright. We got all that out of the way, but now I want to actually talk about the scene that I said that I wanted to talk about. And it's this scene right here, with the alien and her, right? So, they're in an elevator shaft, right? And it's, like, a very, like, advanced technological elevator. It's got ladders on the side and blah, 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 right? She's falling! They were floating because they had turned the gravity off. Or gravity... Whichever one means that they're floating, right? They have zero gravity in the room. So they started floating up this elevator shaft to get to the elevator and continue going up, right? But then as they're going up, Andy's already grabbed onto the ladder and he's waiting for Rain to get to her. To get to him. And the zero gravity turns on and she starts falling. No, it turns off and she starts falling because gravity is back on. And she starts to fall. And as she's falling, a xenomorph, I'm not kidding. We've seen these guys stab every other character. I'm not kidding. This is the bit that irritated me. A xenomorph grabs her gently. He wraps his tail around her waist and then gently sets her on the ladder. And then just stares at her. I wasn't expecting a kind xenomorph in this entire movie, considering that all they actually wanted to do was kill these people and use them to reproduce. But that's what happened. That's what happened. And I get it, they need them to be alive for the facehuggers to insert their eggs. But they stabbed Kay. One of the xenomorphs stabbed Kay. You know? She wasn't a host anyway, but like, she got stabbed. They do not give a shit. It looks like to me that they do not actually care if you're alive or not, as long as you have the xenomorph egg inside you and the chest burster is able to come out and grow. You know what I mean? Like, they just don't give a shit. So for some reason, the main character doesn't get stabbed here. I was, like, expecting her to die. I didn't think she would come out alive. I didn't think that she would, you know? I thought the pregnant chick was the only one that was going to be able to get away. Even though she was wounded still. And it's like... And then you see this, like, shot, right? She's in the middle between a xenomorph that's on her right, on her right, and on her left, a facehugger is crawling out of the wall to get to her. And, I don't know, maybe instead of her going, oh shit, climb, she's just literally on the ladder, freaking out, because there's two fucking enemies next to her. I don't know, maybe you should just climb? Start climbing? I don't know. I mean, the xenomorph will probably catch up to you and stop you, but at least you would have a chance to get away a little bit, right? At least try. At least try, that's what I would do. And it's like, it's just so irritating. But then Andy comes to the rescue. He grabs a gun. He grabs a gun that Rain accidentally lost and shoots down the facehugger and the alien. And he delivers the line, leave her alone, you bitch. Which, I kind of found that to be a little badass. Especially with the way he hesitated to say bitch. Like, I don't know, I kind of found that funny. And somewhat in character for him to do that. But, like, again, I've only seen Alien Romulus and the original 1979 Alien. And so like, all of the fan service that was in this movie, I didn't pick up on those. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I didn't pick up on those because I hadn't seen Prometheus. I didn't see Covenant. I didn't see Aliens, and I didn't see Alien 3. So, I haven't seen any of these other movies, and it was, for me, a fucking blast to just sit there, turn off my brain, and watch a horror movie. But it was also a pain. It was also a pain when my brain did turn back on, and, like, what's the word? Be like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you being stupid? Don't be stupid in a horror film. Oh, God. This review's been going on for so long. I apologize. But I thank you if you've been here this entire time just listening to me ramble about this film, because I absolutely loved it. I loved this movie so much. If you're hearing, like, bottles, like, crackling noises, or if you're hearing me gulp, I'm losing my voice, so I'm losing my voice. My throat's getting dry, so I'm trying to drink water to continue talking. Um, the ending bit of the movie, which scene is it? There's a part in here that shows Rain with sort of like a space suit, right? I'm trying to see if I can find it, but basically what happens, I don't think it's here, I think it's like further up here. Yeah, here. It's this scene here. But like what happens, yeah, this one here. What happens in this scene is Kay, I'm gonna repeat it again, the pregnant lady, she inserts herself with some sort of black goo that all of the previous people that were on the ship were experimenting on, right? And they were like, oh yeah, if you inject yourself with this, you will be a perfect organism because you'll be like half human, half xenomorph hybrid, right? For some reason, they're experimenting with the thought of immortality and stuff like this, right? And um, and so what's happening is I'm like stuttering here. What happens is that she's injected herself with this black goo, and her baby, it seems like within minutes, but it could be within an hour or so, considering how relaxed these characters are, is already 9 months, like, ready. 9 months ready, that's not what I was meant to say, but, like, she's already, like, looks 9 months pregnant, if you know what I mean. You know, she already looks like she's ready to actually give birth, where at the start of the film, she was maybe around a couple of weeks, you know? And so, all of a sudden, she gives birth, and it's this gruesome pregnancy scene, and blood's gushing everywhere, and she's screaming. And then, this main character, Rain, she's like watching this unfold, and she's so confused as to what to do. And she gives birth to a cocoon. And the cocoon has a white, and I mean literally a white baby. Not white like me, white like my hair. White baby. And it's just, this child grew within fucking minutes. Maybe it was within an hour or two, but it wouldn't have taken that long for Rain to get the freeze stuff, the cryo stuff. What is it, the, like, nitrogen or something? To try to freeze the thing. Oh, it just baffled me so much. And then you find out, I think it's called The Offspring. And then you find out, so this is what The Offspring looks like, right? This is a shot from the movie. This is the first thing we see of it. This right here. Before we saw it like this, we saw it as a baby, as a literal, like, child. And then we see this. It's terrifying. I hate this thing so much. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. It's so scary. I hate the teeth. I hate the ribs. I hate how tall it is. This scene is like, I'm gonna vouch that she's maybe my height, maybe around 5'3", 5'2". He's gonna be about, like, 7 foot tall, maybe even taller. He looks like maybe he's 8, 9. Actually, no, she's like half the height. This guy's like fucking 10 feet tall! He's 10 feet tall! This guy's gonna be, like, about 10 feet tall. This guy is crazy. But then you find out that it's actually a basketballer who acted as the Offspring. And I'm like, this is what he looks like. This is what he looks like. Robert Bobrovsky? I hope I didn't just say that wrong. Bobrovsky, I think that's how you pronounce that name. But this is what he looks like now. He's 7'7". brother is tall. Holy moly! The guy doesn't need to bounce the ball, he can just walk with it and just dunk it in. Oh my god. God damn, this guy's tall. Well, kudos to him for playing a very terrifying creature that made me so uncomfortable in the cinema. I literally wanted to leave. I wanted to leave, but I couldn't. Um, but yeah, I think this is like, yes, it's just, she is absolutely, oh my god, she went through so much in this film, absolutely so much. She thought she was leaving with a healthy baby. No, she wasn't. She was not leaving with a healthy baby. I hate the teeth. The teeth. I hate the teeth. You guys, the teeth is so creepy. It's so creepy. I hate him. Absolutely hate him. His face is creepy too. And there's a jump scene. There's like a jump scare before he dies, or maybe he didn't die. Maybe he's still alive. Oh, that's not fucking. Yeah, this is a scene. This is a shot from the movie. This is a shot from the movie. So he eats his mum. Um, yeah, you just see like how look at his like ribs and like his spine. Absolutely disgusting. Looks disgusting, but the disgusting creatures always look the coolest, you know? Like, you're telling me this isn't cool. Oh man. Oh, this movie was a roller coaster for me. This movie was a fucking roller coaster, and especially because, again, I'm gonna say it for the third time, this is my second Alien movie. So, I fucking love this. As a turn your brain off, just watch it, you'll be fine. Don't, like, think too badly about it, don't think too much about it. Just fucking insane. This scene was a little bit out of touch for me. It was weird that she, like, it was kind of weird for me that she killed every one of them and then didn't realize that she had to fly through all of this fucking acid until she does. Like, it was just a bit meh. Suspenseful, yeah, but we know from here that she's gonna survive because she's the only one, you know? She's the only one that's gonna survive. Kay, we knew that Kay wasn't gonna survive. Like, I knew that she wasn't gonna survive, at least. I knew it. I had a feeling that she wasn't. Considering that Rain, I think she did have an injury at one point, because I remember seeing a bandage on her arm. So, since she's not that, like, damaged, not damaged, what the fuck? That's not what I meant to say. But, like, since she's not that injured, I knew that she was gonna survive. I fucking knew it. I knew it. I knew it. But that's why I give this movie a 6.5 out of 10, because it has its issues. The jump scares were shit most of the time. Sometimes the characters died in the most stupidest ways ever. And other times it was just the most, like, unfunny movie I've ever seen. I found the first one, the original, to be funny. I was like laughing the whole time, especially when I realized that the xenomorph was a guy in a costume. Because the way he was like trying to like move around, I realized that it was just a guy in a costume, and it made me really fun. It made the movie fun for me to realize that. But no, this was terrifying because they were actually like animatronics, so this one scared me a little bit more. But thank you for watching this far. This was a very fun video to make. My voice is going, so I'm gonna go relax my voice. I'm streaming in a few hours, so if you want to catch me stream, do so. Yeah, so I love you all. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like this sort of like content. Hit the like button. Hit the notification bell so you know when I make a new video. And why not follow me on Twitch? It's free to follow me on Twitch. So why don't you do that? If you like to watch some video games, if you like to watch me rambling on about some topics as well, have conversations with me, then hop onto my Twitch. I hope I see you in the next stream. Bye bye. Love you all.